So I just got out of seeing Past Lives for the very first time, and I kind of wanted to hop on here unscripted and just kind of give my thoughts and my review on this beautiful, beautiful movie. Because ever since Sundance earlier this year, all I've been hearing about is this movie, Past Lives, and how it might be one of, if not the best movie of the year, before we've even seen some of these big movies like Killers of the Flower Moon and Oppenheimer. And now that I've seen Past Lives, I really just kind of want to discuss whether it does live up to the standards set by these massive, massive filmmakers with those types of movies, although I haven't seen Killers of the Flower Moon or Oppenheimer yet. But I do want to discuss if I think it'll be in that same conversation with those movies come the end of the year for best movie of the year. Before I get into it, make sure to like this video and subscribe, turn on notifications to see every single one of my videos as they come out. Slight spoilers are ahead. I'm not really going to be going too in-depth in this one because I really want people to be able to go into this fresh, but just anything that's from the trailer I will be talking about here, so if you haven't seen the trailer and you want to go in totally blind, spoilers ahead. So Past Lives was written and directed by Celine Song, and it was her first ever movie, her directorial debut. The movie's about two people, Nora and Hae Sung, two deeply connected childhood friends who are wrested apart after Nora's family immigrates from South Korea to Toronto. Decades later, they are reunited for one fateful week as they confront destiny, love, and the choices that make life. The movie was distributed by A24, and yes, this is another massive, massive win for A24. It also stars Greta Lee, T.U., and John Magaro, a few guys that I've never really heard of. John Magaro, I've seen in a couple things, but Greta Lee and T.U., I don't know if I've seen them in anything, but they are all wonderful in this movie. And this movie as a whole is wonderful. I mean, Past Lives is a fantastic movie that lives up to all the hype that it got from Sundance. It is an amazing, amazing movie that should be getting all the praise that it deserves. The movie at its core is the concept of love, and it reminds me a lot of like Interstellar, and the conversation that movie has about, is love quantifiable? Is love something that is relative to ourselves and our own consciousness in this one life, or is it something that spans bigger than that?
Love is the one thing we're capable of perceiving that transcends dimensions of time and space.
Our connections to other people. What does it all mean? Is it just pure luck and pure situational, or is it something bigger than that? And this movie really dives right into that, between the relationship between the two main characters. As you see, the trailer sets up for this movie, these two childhood lovers who have grown older, and Greta Lee's character has now married, and now it's created this conflict between her childhood friend coming back into her life, and her having to deal with the idea that she loves both of them in a way. It's almost like the perfect love story, they even say in the trailer. And I really thought, based off the trailer, that the film would kind of go about this story and these themes in a very generic way and kind of play out the story the exact way that, like, say, Disney would probably play it out if they wrote it. But luckily, the film was very surprising in the way that it actually dealt with this conflict, and it made it so much more heartwarming, but also real. And that's what I really loved about this movie, is just the fact that it felt so grounded and real in the reality of this love and this situation. It felt like something that you could see happening in real life, and you could really relate to the characters in that way. And I really want to give props to John Magaro, who plays the husband in this movie. Oh my god, he is the best character in this thing. The film introduces his character in a very weird way that at first I thought was kind of lame. I was like, they introduce him in a way where you don't really understand how he fits into the relationship with the main character, and he kind of comes out of nowhere, and it's done in a way that you go, no, like, don't interrupt this perfect love story. But as you really get to know him, and there's one scene in particular in about the middle of the movie with him and Greta Lee's character in bed, where they're just kind of talking about their relationship and talking about her friend that's come back, and it's such a perfectly written scene, and it's so beautiful, and it's so amazing, and you can just see his character really break through in that scene. And from that scene on, I was just like, oh my god, she can't leave this dude. It just added so much more weight to the story, where you really felt the weight of this situation that Greta Lee's character is in, and it's just, oh, it was so amazing. And it builds up, not to like a big crescendo, but a really, really sweet finale, and a finale that really, it's gonna tug at a lot of people's heartstrings, but it made sense, it's grounded in reality, and it just is really good. This movie also had a absolutely amazing score. It's very subtle. It's not one of these big, amazing, loud scores like something you would find most recently in like The Whale or Avatar. But it's very subtle, just used at the proper moments. A lot of the movie's very, very quiet. The camera's very tight on the actors, and it really doesn't, focus too much on that sort of, the score, the sound design. But when that score does come in, it adds so much character to this movie. I also want to mention the direction, because this is a directorial debut, so it's obviously not the type of movie that's going to be taking massive risks and massive leaps of confidence. The movie is definitely, when it comes to its direction and its writing, very simplistic, which is good, and it's not a bad thing to do that. This movie reminded me a lot of Aftersun, which came out most recently recently, which is also a directorial debut, in the sense that it's a very personal movie, and the themes of the movie are what matter most, and with those themes being personal to the director themselves, it really allows the simplistic nature of the story to work. And of course, the cast doing an amazing job to bring out this story, and just everything involved. Do I think at the end of this year I'm gonna like this movie and rank it above movies like Oppenheimer or Killers of the Flower Moon? I mean, I really don't know. I haven't seen those movies yet, so it's hard to say. I do think those movies are huge. They have a lot more backing them. They have some of the biggest actors in the world, the greatest filmmakers alive. I mean, those are epic movies that I think are probably gonna be amazing. But when it comes to just the very simple, that A24 simple movie that tells a very beautiful and heartwarming story that stays with you for a very long time, it's a movie that I'm gonna be thinking about probably for days on. This is that movie, and it's a beautiful, beautiful movie, and I definitely recommend everybody seeing it. I would give it an easy 5 out of 5. So that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe and turn on notifications to see more. If you've seen past lives, let me know down in the comment section what you think. And yeah, that's it. I'll see you all in the next one.